I wanted to share with you an experience that I had the other day that was really mind-blowing for me. And as we begin sharing this experience, I want to invite in all the angels and the masters and the guides to attend me and you listening to this, so that there's frequencies that are embedded in this so that you receive them and it opens you up. So the other day I was waking and I saw very clearly in my mind a metal circular door with lots of markings, and I found myself standing in front of it. And as I stood there waiting for it to open, I heard clearly, "Put your hand on it." And I was laughing to myself and feeling a little silly because I just was thinking it was just going to open, that I didn't have to do anything. And so then as I placed my hand on the smooth spot, the doors opened. And I stood there surprised and a little in shock as I realized I was looking into an observation deck of a ship. And I walked in and I was happy to see that my highest aspect was there, and she was looking out these vast, huge windows. And she beckoned me over, and I looked out the window at the beautiful earth below, and I was just dumbfounded and in awe at the sheer number of ships in the sky. It's amazing to me how many there are, and the fact that they are cloaked from us. And so it was really eye-opening to see it firsthand. And so I asked her if the ships were there for a mass landing, as I had seen a few posts saying that mass landings were imminent. And she shook her head and told me no, that a mass landing would bring about fear and panic and utter chaos, none of which is beneficial in helping people to break free of the control matrix. Because for us, it would be almost like the movie Independence Day if we saw ships that close and landing in, and you would have people who were gearing up to fight, and it would be an excuse for the government to take mass control. It would be an excuse to take away more freedoms from people. So I got to tell you, it resonates very highly with me that mass landings are not going to happen at this time. We're not ready. And even though there are those of us that are ready and we really want it, if the collective consciousness isn't ready, it's not going to happen. It all has to be in the absolute highest good of everyone. She did say, however, that more and more contact is being made, but it's on an individual and a group basis. And this can come in dreams and meditations and journeying. And that people need to simply open up to receiving and putting away their logical mind, which can interfere with contact. Because the minute you say, "I'm imagining this," or "it's not real," the experience ends. And when I work with clients who tend to go into the logical mind, I tell them that what they can do is tell their thinking mind that they're getting ready to play before going into a meditation, whether it's guided or visual or journeying. And you just kind of tell yourself, "I'm going to play now, so I'm going to experience whatever I can, and it's all going to be play." And that allows the logical mind to kind of step back, because what you're doing is you're giving yourself permission to play and create, and this can help to stop the logical mind from judging the experience. And because once judgment starts, the experience stops. So at this point, as we're talking, Sananda and a few of the other Ascended Masters enter the room. And these guys are part of my team. I work with them often. But what was so amazing about this was the clarity. It was as if I was watching high-def television, because it was so incredibly clear. So they explained to me that we're in this really critical time right now, that too many of us are getting lost in savior stories. That the belief that ships will descend to save us is no different than the belief of the Christian rapture. That both of these stories are designed to take the responsibility of fixing our lives out of our own hands. And the deep truth is we can only save ourselves. We each have to do what it takes to save ourselves, whatever that means for us. It's when we look at these stories, it's also, you can see where ego comes into it, whether it's the Christian rapture or it's the ships. It's us saying, "I'm special, I am chosen, and I'm going to be saved from this mess of earth." And that there will be those who are not. So you can see where there's division, where in truth what we're headed towards is more love, compassion, oneness. So another part of the whole Savior story is that we've been playing out is the belief that we can save another. So what we've got is too many people are martyring themselves trying to save another person at huge expenses to themselves. And it was explained that we can't save another one. We can't change another person. All we can do is be the example. We can show a different way. But in order to do this, we have to honor each person's individual choice. And Sananda also explained that each person is being tested during these times. Can we hold our light in the face of chaos and adversity? Can we come from a place of non-judgment and by doing so truly be the example? The most important thing they explained to me is that each person must walk in their own power now, their own sovereignty. To become the walking master means you have to understand at your core that you are the one who affects your life the most. You are the creator of your own destiny. So to think that another person or a government or a president has more control over your life is to literally give your power away. So the question then becomes, can we in the face of reality crumbling, maintain the focus on our own growth and our own mastery? And they explained to me that it has never been more important to empower ourselves to be the highest version of self in every moment. And there was an urgency to this message because things are going to continue to unfold. Truths are going to be exposed, and these have the potential to trigger great outrage within us and within the collective. And it's up to us to remain centered, balanced, and loving. And it's up to each of us to continue on the path of remembering who we are as the world wakes from a long, deep sleep. So at the end of the meeting, I was told that there were body upgrades coming that would require us to rest more and use every tool that we have learned to move through the next phases. And as I returned from this really incredible meeting, I found myself knocked down for a few days with upgrades so intense that they reminded me of what I experienced back in 2014. This time, however, I knew that on the other side of the stomach pains and body explosions, the body aches, the shivers, would be a huge jump in frequency and greater clarity. So it passed. It took about 2.5, 3 days, and it passed, and I could feel when I reached the other side, the clarity was just incredible. And part of that is that I didn't attach to what was happening in the moment. I was kind of excited for it because I knew from past experiences that when I was knocked down to that point, the frequency upgrade at the tail end was really amazing. So I just wanted to share this message with you all, and I hope that this message finds you well and walking in your mastery. And we don't have to walk in our mastery 100% of the time. We fall down because we're learning, we're growing, we're changing. So there's going to be times where you dip down and you might go into judgment, or you might go into, deep depression, and that's okay. The task is just pick yourself back up. Remember who you are and why you're here. And that even though everything looks insane, things are crumbling so that the new can come in. And that's okay. So thank you very much for taking time to listen to this transmission. And thank you so much to all who read and share and support my work. As I work with the masters and bring this information forth, it means more to me than you'll ever know. Thank you.